Welcome to the Up and Up podcast, and we're back today with another nonprofit doing great work in the community. And this is all about showing resources to families that may need these resources. And so today I am so excited. I have Antonio in the studio today.
First time in the studio, Sherry. First of all, I want to thank you for having me.
Hey,
that's first thing first. So my name is Antonio Penny, like she said. I'm representing the Penny Way, as you can see. Ball Out is our brand, Ball Out the Penny Way. And what it does represent is what I represent. There's a lot more ways, Sherry, that you can ball out than just on the court, in life, in class, everywhere, everything you do. That's who we are.
You know, this little white girl here doesn't know what ball out means.
Oh, shit. Sherry, well, guess what? We're gonna teach you how to ball out, and I'm gonna get you some gear. I owe a young lady, Heidi, a shirt as well. I know she's on me about that, so I'm gonna make sure after our podcast, after I get off the show, that I definitely go and get her a shirt. So we'll just get that out the way. But Ball Out, Sherry, is just is our brand. Like I said, it's not for everyone to think that it's a basketball, of course, right? Mm-hmm. It's just to ball out in anything you do. You got to go hard with that ball. You go hard with whatever you do. The Up and Up, like you, Sherry, what I seen at your guys' facilities the other day, you guys go hard for your children. and I love that. So you guys are balling out. You guys are balling out.
Oh,
you guys are balling out. You're balling out the right way. The right way.
Well, tell me what the mission of what you're doing with the youth.
Yes. So we shifted to what is called the Penny's Way, right? This may not have the S, right? Because this is different. This does represent basketball, right? But what we're doing with the youth is to build self-confidence. To encourage these kids that it's okay to tell someone something that you might not be comfortable telling someone at home. There you go. You have Antonio, you have Mr. Penny, whatever they want to call me, Coach Penny, Mr. Penny, Antonio. They call me everything, and it's like just pick one and stick with it. I don't know who that is calling me from all the way over there, but that's the character, and that's what I'm trying to build. They can yell to me from all the way across the road if they need help. Because I'm there for them. So I don't care if they yell my name from 2 blocks down. I know that was Johnny, because he may need help. So that's what I'm trying to build. I'm trying to build the character in these kids, teach them responsibility, discipline, self-accountability, stuff that you may not learn until you're an adult. But where we go wrong is we don't teach them now. So what that's my nonprofit corporation is doing right now is the Penny's Way. We treat everyone as an extension of family, Sherry, and that's what we do. Like me and you, we're family right now. We're cozied up.
Yes,
we're snuggled up. I'm not scared of you. You're not scared of me. That's what I try to teach these kids. That's my mission. My mission is to make sure these kids know this is a safe haven. Whatever they tell me is fine. You can say whatever, and I'm here to build you up, not tear you down.
Oh, and thing. Isn't that needed in today's time frame?
Oh, yeah.
Because teens struggle with that self-confidence, that self-esteem, understanding who they can be,
yes.
And embracing who they are.
That's the number one thing right there, Sherry, embracing it. I mean, whoever you are is who you are, right? Me and you, we're two individuals. We likewise, we have some of the same common goals, but when we leave here, we might have things that we don't do that are the same, right? Yeah. Embrace it. I embrace who I am every day, and I want those kids to do the same. Embrace who you are. If you have mistakes, okay, embrace them. If you failed at something, embrace it. Let's get better. That's what you can do with my organization. You can come. It's somewhere where you don't have to be the most talented. You don't have to be the most wanted kid, the most popular. Doesn't matter the race, the color, the age, skin, anything like that. I'll take you in and treat you the same as I treat everyone else.
So tell me, how did it come to be that you wanted to do this part?
Well, you might laugh at me, Sherry, because I walked away from some very notable job positions, right? It's funny. I mean, I walked away from, I was where my passion was with basketball. I was at college basketball, Division I level. Woo! Coaching, doing things, traveling all around the world, every state you can imagine. Guess what? I still was like, this is just not me. Came home, went to an athletic director position at a charter school. When I got there is where I decided to see what my passion was. And funny story, Sherry, I got to tell you about a kid, Jalen Connor. I always will talk about this kid. He had a rough life, rough childhood. And he came to school one day, Sherry, you would not believe this, but you may have. He brought a gun to school. Young man, what are you doing? You don't know me, I don't know you. But guess what? I'm Mr. Penny, you're going to get to know me. What's your name? Oh, man. Young man, what's your name? Jalen. All right, Jalen. So what's going on, Jalen? They told you couldn't come in school with this gun. Well, I'm not going to school then if I can't bring my gun. That's fine, Jalen. Well, guess what we're going to do? We're going to go out here. You're going to put that gun in my car, and you're going to go to school. Because what's more important, Jalen? Going to school or that gun? Now, Sherry, Jalen didn't really want to tell the full story until I had to get it out of him. Well, man, guess what? These dudes who killed my brother, they said they're going to kill me at my bus stop. Now I understood Jalen. So it was my goal and my job to understand the kid first.
Yeah.
Kids don't always understand adults, and it's not always easy, right? They may not have the right systems at home. They might not have the right systems in place for helping them. But he knew when I looked him in the eyes, this guy wants to help me. I didn't turn my back on that guy. I didn't tell him that you couldn't go to school. Go out there, leave that gun, and walk back home.
Yeah.
I chased him out of the school. Come on in here, Jalen. You're gonna be something more than what you think you're gonna be.
Yes.
And I'm going to make sure of it. So based off him, I knew that was my calling, Sherry. And what do we think my calling with mentorships, right? Mentoring these youth kids who go through these situations to let them know, young man, it's okay.
Yeah.
It is okay.
The streets are real.
Because the streets are tough.
Yeah.
I mean,
and there is gang activity.
Yes.
There is people who are facing these kinds of situations. And I do agree, isolating them out, there needs to be mentorship programs like yours, like ours, that would help this young man and many other young men and women that need that kind of support.
Oh, yeah. And Sherry, what I saw that it did, like your guys' program, it may not have started with 150, 160 kids. Guess what? You guys have 150. Like when I came in the other day and I looked at all those, I was overwhelmed. I can't handle 150 kids coming to be with me at one time. It's tough. I wasn't even looking at kids. I was looking at the little keychains of, wait, those are all the people that are here in the building all the time? That's amazing. That inspires me, right? Because I see that many kids are in need of some type of help, some type of assistance, some type of tough love. And that's in a sense, that's what we do. We give these kids tough love. So what it did, likewise with yours, it opened kids up.
Yeah.
Jalen was the first, but guess what? It opened up a can of worms. When I tell you, oh man, here comes Draylon. Here comes another kid. Hey, here comes my girl Dejana. Man, Mr. Penny.
Yes.
Can I just sit in your office for today? Nah, man,
Why do you want to sit around here and be bored? You know,
I didn't want to tell anybody else, but this is what I have going on. You're open. Another kid I can mentor. Yeah. Open up. Yeah. Talk. I'm here to talk to you. I'm a friend of a friend. You can talk to me at any time.
And they want to talk. They really do. But they are skeptical about who they can talk to. Yes. So it really comes down to relationships, doesn't it?
It is. Relationships is the biggest thing to me. Likewise, I talked to your guy over there, Kareem. Yes. And oh my God, I mean, I don't know. Everyone out there, if you don't know this guy, get to know this guy. The passion of building a relationship that he spoke with touched me in a day, right? Mm-hmm. That word relationship is huge. It means something to me. So everything I do, I build a relationship with my kids. There's no kid who can walk up and down and they don't know my name and I don't know their name. Doesn't matter if I've seen them one time or 10 times.
That's important.
I know their name. I don't call them out by anything. And it's funny, when we get into anything about basketball, what I do, I teach kids to know everyone's name in there. Like, man, I can't remember his name. Well, guess what? Today you're going to try. Mm-hmm. That's Joe and that's Johnny. Say it again. Yeah. Okay, hey Joe, hey Johnny. And then when they leave there, they have two new friends. Mm-hmm. Joe and Johnny are friends now. That's what I teach.
Because a lot of people who do come to our program say, hey, I made friends, you know, so it's that doesn't necessarily happen in the school. Yeah. Because sometimes if you have the inability to read and you didn't get that foundation or you didn't get that math foundation, you feel isolated out. Therefore, you can't really friend anybody. You don't feel comfortable doing that.
You're nervous.
You know, you said something the other day that really struck me, and you talked about balls being deflated. Yes. So you were talking about the basketball and the fact that, you know, that basketball is inflated to be bounced around and played with, and you can really go on it and take care of it. Yeah. For a while. But there's some times when the ball's going to get deflated.
Yes, Sherry, and that's my number one advice that I give the kids. Doesn't matter if they're the most talented kid in the world. They could be looking at the NBA in their future. But guess what I tell them?
And a lot of them are.
And a lot of them are. They all think, hey, I'm going to go to the NBA. I'm going to go to the NFL. Don't get me wrong. I had those dreams when I was younger too. But guess what? Reality hits you in the face sometimes. So my number one advice I give the kids is this, Sherry. The ball is going to stop bouncing. It's going to deflate. The football is going to deflate. The soccer ball, you may kick it over somebody's fence and you can't go get it. Then what happens? Sports come to an end. What becomes more important? The education. When the ball stops bouncing, education becomes important. And it's the most important. Did you build relationships? Did you find something else to do besides just saying that you're going to be a pro? Because if they go look at the numbers, 1% of everybody in the world goes to be pros. There's this many people that we can count that are pros. Not everyone makes it to be a pro. So when that ball stops bouncing, Sherry, that's my number one slogan that I give them. When it runs out of air, what are you going to do then?
I love that because, you know, they only have that on their mind. But what they don't realize is life throws you circumstances,
Yes.
life throws you obstacles. What's your backup plan?
Yeah.
You know, let's prepare to be the welder
There
or
it
the
is.
auto mechanic.
There it is.
Or, you know.
Which is why I loved touring your facility. I go up there and I see things like a wood shop, a workshop, and stuff like that. And it's like, man, they're teaching kids to build end tables. It's easy to teach a kid to bounce the ball 5 times and then toss it up there, hit the backboard, hit the square. It's going to go in if you do it every time. Now, you don't know if you hit that nail too hard, you might cut yourself and it's going to hurt.
Yes.
It's just a different world when you're teaching someone about life versus when you're teaching them to do something that's not going to last forever. And that's a strong statement. Basketball won't last forever. Learning how to build an end table, they're never going to forget that. And that's why I respect your program and what you do so well. And it inspires me to take things like that of nature and go sit down and talk to my kids about that. And my number one thing is I teach life skills, even with basketball.
Yeah.
We may bounce this ball while I'll be talking about life skills and self-confidence. You may never have a chance to shoot this ball today. But guess what? While it bounced, we learned how to become a better, more confident person,
Yes.
how to understand discipline,
Yes.
rules, and not rules to the court. Like I said, with ball out, not rules on this court. It's easy to go read the manual for basketball. You cannot read this manual on life skills. Something you have to be taught. These are skills you have to be learned. You know what I mean? And what you're doing, and likewise with my company, what I aspire to do is teach these kids these life skills so when it's time for them to go out to this world, they're prepared.
That's excellent. And my understanding is you have a couple communities that you've really done some great work in.
Yes.
And are looking to move into the Kokomo arena.
Yes.
But right now, you've got a lot of other areas going on. So tell us about what is happening out there.
Man, there's a lot going. I dove into these communities. I wasn't scared to dive into them. I didn't know people. I didn't know anyone. I wanted to put my print on these communities. Because my hometown, Logansport, was the last community I even dove into. I wanted to go where I can be different, where I can be unique, where someone doesn't know me at all.
That's great.
So they can know the real me. If you don't know me, you're going to learn about me from today and this point on. And you can judge me by whatever else, but you're going to know how hard I work for your community. So I get to the east side of Indianapolis, thrived, dealing with kids who never understood some of these life skills. Kicked a few of them out, told them don't come back tomorrow. I lost about 8 or 9 kids. Sometimes you got to give tough love, right? But we still we did a program up there at Circle City Prep, which was amazing. 25 kids we ended up with out of the 32. We lost 7, we kept 25. It was a great program. It lasted 6 weeks. Now these kids are prepared for the next step. I can't wait to get back up there next spring and do some more work. Then I dove heavily into Logansport.
Wow.
Very, very different place, right? Because everyone will say, it is the place where it's all figured out. There's predominantly Caucasians. But what they don't know is there's very undeserved portions of this community. So I do a lot of work with the Hispanic companies.
That's
the
great.
Hispanic communities. And what I did last year was I did a big school supply drive for all undeserved communities. Ooh. Huge. Gave out 50 school boxes, right, and fed over 100 families.
Wow.
With the help of my team. Couldn't do it by myself. I couldn't pass out hot dogs, talk to people, brush up on my Spanish.
You need it.
You gotta have it. You gotta have it, right?
I'm with
but
you.
I couldn't do it all. With the help of my team, we passed out backpacks, school lunch boxes, pencils, pens, the whole 9 yards, whatever you want to call it. guess what? These undeserved communities really, really appreciate that because people don't do this for them. You know what I mean? And it's my job, my duty, and a part of my vision statement that it actually says, I will put At Promise Youth as a priority and take the time to get involved with these undeserved communities to make a change. That is part of my vision statement, and
so the underserved community is where you feel called to try and help serve the needs of that youth and help them grow up and be what they would desire to be. Okay, and
because we're all the same. I don't treat color or anything. I treat it all the same.
Yeah, I agree. Totally.
Majority of my friends, hey, I don't care what color they are. I don't never look at them for color. People may say, that's my friend over there, the one that was in the that one back there that was in that class. Yes. That's one of my good friends. I don't care what classes they were in, if they were lower than me, if they were higher than me. Treat them all the same.
Yeah, we're just,
we're regular people, and that's what helped me dive into these communities.
Lafayette is another area that you're excelling in the school systems, the last I knew.
Yes, and it's amazing. My brother, Devion, so he transitioned from Logansport. To share a quick story with you, Sherry, he had a rough coming up. To where he had to fend for himself sometimes. We had our father was in prison.
Okay.
His mother was imprisoned.
All right.
While I was living in the South, with the help of my siblings, my mother, who is great, extending a helping hand, he felt the raft of it. So when he moved to Lafayette, I knew it was my duty to follow along and make sure I implement what I'm doing in my systems into the schools up there. Because why? Good. My brother's there.
Yeah.
He needs the mentoring. You know what I mean? He needs the things that I'm offering to other people, but what fair would it be if I'm offering it to everyone else and not, I'm doing
your
a
own
disservice
family.
if I'm not offering it to my family. So I was able to, really, really good athletic director up there. He's amazing at Lafayette Jeff. He allowed me to even take over a halftime show one time.
Oh my goodness.
To talk about my company and what we do, my organization and how we do it and what we do. I had the halftime show for 10 minutes. And whether I didn't talk about what I do or how much I'm thriving in these communities, I went in there and I did a giveaway. I gave back. I gave out free admissions to basketball camps. I gave out free T-shirts. I went and did a giveaway.
Woo,
and that's
good.
how I feel like I can show what my nonprofit does by doing and not talking about it.
That's excellent. I love that part of it. And you have several family members who are engaged in the mentoring process.
Yes.
Your sister in Indianapolis, brother over in Lafayette. I mean, your family. How many siblings you got?
So I got 7 siblings. And when you say the word family, we put a big emphasis on it.
Yeah.
Huge. I mean, family is this. It's called the Pennyway for a reason. We put an emphasis on family.
That's great.
So we have 7 siblings. I have 4 of them who help me with the basketball camps that we haven't even dove into, Sherry. And my mother, who is the head of the snake. I couldn't do any of this with my mother. So, you know what I mean? I always give thanks to my mother.
She's collecting all those pennies that you're giving away.
You know what I mean? My mother does the hard work, the behind the scenes
So the
work.
penny way is mama getting the pennies.
So let's just say mama does the penny way. What we're doing right now, we got to make sure we give credit to mama because she does the hard work.
Yeah, that's good.
I get to go smile and then, talk about what the nonprofit does and what we can do for them. But what needs to be said and oftentimes is what makes this go? What helps it from the behind the scenes?
Sure.
And so when I went over there and dove into Lafayette, they opened me. They took me in with open arms. They liked what I had to do, and to the point where they let me steal a halftime show.
Woo!
It was amazing. You know what I mean? So I do some work over there at the North End Community Center.
Yeah.
They're real good guys over there. So everyone just lended me their space.
Wow.
Because I'm not afraid to go volunteer in other people's space.
Now you have a pretty special event coming up.
Yes, I do.
And so you want to tell us when that is?
Yes. So October 7th, 2023, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Connection, 2900 East Markland. If you don't know where that's at, just call me. I will walk you down there because I want everyone to know where it's at.
Yep.
Because I want people to see walk. And I said walk. I will gladly walk down Markland to show you because this is how I do a lot of my networking. I get out. I get in the community. It's cool to drive, but I didn't know how to drive until I was 17. So I did a lot of walking.
That's okay.
You know what I mean? So I will literally physically get out and walk you to these places because I want people to come and see what type of event this is going to be. It's more than just a ball. It's the importance of what we can teach. It's a lesson, not for just the sons, more so for the fathers. I run into a lot of situations with these fathers who, I get my kids, but it's not good enough. You got to use more than one event, and this is what this event will tell you. You have to use more than one event to connect with your kids.
Oh, yeah.
More importantly, your son. I was on the interview the other day with Boogie and Carlos, and we had dialogue about this stuff, and it made them inspired to reach out to their dads. I was inspired to reach out to my dad. So this father-son event coming up is going to be a big deal. My lady Tashayla Johnson, who's helping me head this thing, is the creative one. I don't take credit, Sherry, for any of the.
I can tell
any of the writing on the wall.
There's a lot of good women standing behind me.
Her mother, Marcia Warren. I mean, they're amazing. Her auntie's pitching in. I just can look good. I'm not the reason I look good. The women are the reason I look good, and I'm not afraid to give credit or give thanks. What I never do, Sherry, is talk about myself. So with the father-son ball, yes, I am a father. Of True Penny, a 9-month-old. So he will be accompanying me at the father-son ball.
Awesome.
And I'm excited. So this is my first year being a father, and this is my first time doing this event. I hope that it reaches more people around the world, not just here in Kokomo, Indiana. Because here we do have a lot of wonderful fathers here in Kokomo, Indiana.
Yes, we do.
And I can't,
absolutely.
I can't express, you know what I'm saying? I can't express that enough. But there's more to being a father. What can we teach our sons? And what is the hard conversations that we can have with our sons?
Well, and I even think about the sons that don't have that father figure, but they have a mentor in their life.
There it is.
They may not call him dad.
There it is.
But that's who we want to come to that event,
And
right?
that's it.
So get that young man that you're mentoring and come on. You don't have to be in the bloodline because we all family.
Yeah, and there you go. You hit it on the head. And that's what I told them on the interview the other day. Go grab a kid from one of these programs. Bring them. Go grab a nephew. Bring him. Go grab somebody who lost their father.
It's a chance to build the relationship even deeper than where it is today.
And what I will be doing, Sherry, is this is a surprise to this kid, so I won't say his name. I am taking him to the ball as well. He has no idea. He doesn't know this. I mentor this kid over in Logansport, Indiana. He has no idea. I go eat lunch with him at his school. I defend him. I have his back all the time. He has no idea that I'm buying him a suit and taking him to this event.
Wow, nice.
And it's going to be one of the more cherishable moments that I think that I've ever done in my life. And I've done quite a bit, you know what I mean? But nothing like this can even measure up to anything that I've done in my life. And,
we have the Black and White Gala coming up and the Masquerade Ball where we're unmasking those needs of our young,
there it is.
Of those children. And so I think about the unmasking of, they need mentors in their life, especially if it's a single parent household. It's tough as a single parent to raise children in the world today and not have some sort of a helpmate or a helper in the household. So again, I think about you and your wife coming to this event to see, what the change has been in our kiddos and how you can take some of that and again, lend that into some of what you're doing.
Oh, yeah.
And I love that because with you and Corrine yesterday having that great conversation that was going on, and I hated to leave you. I had another guest
I was
come
looking
in.
for you too.
Another guest come in that I had to do a tour of the building. But to me, you and Corrine have a very strong passion for the youth, and especially for those that are underserved. In other words, they don't have everything that they need. And sometimes that's a lack of relationships.
Yes.
And so I love that fact. And I've enjoyed my time with you. Is there anything else that you want the audience to know about the Pennyway?
Oh, the Pennyway. So the Pennyway, of course, is a little bit more. We do basketball camps. I do 8 per year. And funny story, I was telling this to Sherry the other day. Who would want to come to a basketball camp that only had 8 people show up the first camp? No one. Guess what? We rounded it off March 5th. We had 115. I had to turn people away. I had to turn people down. It's too many people.
Wow.
I can't handle. I'm not you, Sherry. I'm not at that point yet. I'm not as good as you guys.
That's a Kareen and a Deanna and all them. Yeah.
You guys are, to say that.
I just bring in the money.
To say that, you guys are great. So that's the Penny Way. It's a team. We are a team. We are a family. So shout out to Ernestine Lipley, my mother, Jasmine Penny, my sister, Nakia Penny, Peyton Smith, my uncle, and Will Penny, my brother, and then to Shayla Johnson, my partner. Because the Penny Way, we are a team. We're here for you. We're here for the communities. We're bigger than basketball. That's the number one thing I want you guys to remember. We are bigger than basketball.
Yes.
And that's it. That's the Penny Way.
And you're balling out to make it happen.
And we're balling out. And I'm going to make sure you get the ball out. I'm going to make sure that that young lady who I owe a shirt to.
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure she gets a shirt.
Yeah. I know.
She's great.
She's looking right at us.
She's looking right at us. So I was a little nervous coming without the shirt.
And that's our editor who makes us look good.
So she's making us look good. So it's only right that I make her look good the right way, and that's the Penny Way. So. Hey, I thank you so much for having me, Shay. I cannot wait to connect and build and do more with you and with your up program.
Yes, we're going to build the kingdom, and we're going to build the youth of today and make them the leaders for tomorrow.
There you go. That's the best thing I heard all day.
That's what the Up and Up show is all about, and we will go to the part where we share who sponsored our Up and Up show. The episode is funded by the Community Foundation of Howard County. Special thanks to the Hunt Family Fund, which was used to fund this grant. And now back to the Up and Up podcast.
Hello, people. Today we have your host, Roman. And today we are here with
Caleb.
Caleb, how old are you?
12.
And what has the UP program done for you?
It's taught me about responsibility and hard work.
What is the work you do?
Well, usually it's yard work, pulling weeds, raking leaves, that type of stuff.
And when you said respect, what is respect?
It's, well, someone older than you might have more respect towards them than somebody younger than you because they're older and wiser.
Okay. Now, what are the things at the UP program?
Well, there's a store where after a hard or long day of work, it's only 2 hours. You could buy Gatorades, there's snacks, Snickers bars and stuff. There's a game room where you would just kind of want to unwind. You play some games, there's pool, arcade basketball, that type of stuff. There's a gym where you can play basketball and work out.
What are some rules? Or do you have any meetings there?
Yes, every Wednesday before our work day, we go there and they teach us a life lesson. They go over the rules and how you make points for the new kids. The new kids have to stand up and say their name and what they want to get from the program.
What is the payment?
It's $25 a week. You get 5 points. Each point equivalents to $1. And a meeting is 5 points. You go out to work, it's 20. That's 25 a week. But there's also a thing called a home progress report. You take that home and your parent fills it out. And depending on how good you are, you could make up to 10 points. And you can cash that in gift cards of $50 increments.
What are the 4 R's?
Respectful, responsible, reliable, and ready.
What's that mean to you?
Being respectful to other people, responsible for doing things like doing your chores, getting all that done. Reliable by, being on time, people trusting you. And ready, you to just go out and work.
What are some life lessons that you will carry on in your life?
Probably being responsible for paying for your own items and for working hard to get that money that you use. You can use the money to buy cool stuff like this.
How much was that stuff?
This? Yeah, it was $20.
Well, wait, what's your name again? Caleb? Okay. Well, that's a wrap, folks. Thank you for joining us, Caleb. And starting now, we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Listen.